I just want to let you guys know that oh, I know I said 6 o'clock. I'm still frying my chicken right now. And actually I'm not ready, but I needed to hold my word. I told some TikTok people. I don't know exactly who's gonna show up, but good thing about this is that we can always we can always record this, like this goes on my page, versus being on TikTok live. Everything you say is gone, is erased when you get off a live. So I'm just trying to hurry up, fry this Chinese chicken real quick. This chicken, y'all, I had it marinating since last night. And then we're going to jump right into it. But it's a couple of things that I do want to talk about. I feel like maybe I don't have to be sitting down. I don't think that I'm reading this book because I'm trying to stir the pot. Okay? My role and my job here is to talk to my audience and to educate them enough that they can make some good decisions. And I feel like a lot of you guys out here are unhealed. You don't know yourself. You wouldn't even know where to look to begin to heal. And because of that, I'm here to help you. Okay? Now we started off reading Adam's Rib. I think that might have been on IG. But that was very spontaneous. It was something, that I was trying to do to fill time, which and also, create a learning lesson out of it. But this time I'm being very intentional about what we're about to read because again, in order to know yourself, in order to understand how important you are or why certain things are happening now, you have to understand who you are as a person, who we are as a collective, what we come from, what our background is, why we should fight, why we should gatekeep certain aspects of our life, why we should, like we already be on code when we use our proper office voice. But at the end of the day, when it's time to talk to each other, woo, what the fuck? I never had fried chicken that was like, first of all, the fried chicken was put in flour. It was marinated overnight, put in flour and stuff, right? Which means it's drier today. I put it in the oil. Tell me why is this chicken like flaming? I know it's spiritual warfare too. And at the end of the day, I got to make sure that, this is why we bless our food and we bless everything we do. And I got to be a lot more even, what you call it? I have to be able to pray a lot more in between things. How you doing, Drake? What's up, Drake? Even though it say Amanda. How you doing, Drake? So, yeah, I feel like it's good to know where you coming from. Now, it's a lot of things going on out here. That's good. And I hope you here to read The Delectable Negro with me. That's what I'm reading here. Hey, look, 10 people left. I already know. I already know. Y'all fucking around. So anyway, my best buds, we need to get more into prayer before and after things. And I'm going to tell you, it's so many things I got to tell you today. It's so many things I got to say today. So, best buds, right? The reason why we need to be in prayer. I had a lot of revelations today. That's why I'm kind of late. I was in bed. I kind of got nauseous because it's like, yo, so many people are battling. So many people are up in arms. And right now, that's not where we need to go. So I'm about to put some focus on this shit, okay? Let's put some focus on it. You need to know who you are because you need to know where you stand in this game right now, okay? And for those that's watching, we gonna read The Delectable Negro. We just waiting on the chicken, okay? So before that, I want to give you a little mindset. So this is an example of people that don't know who they are, and they doing anything. So I'm scrolling, right? And it's a lot of people out here that look like us that's fighting for ICE. And I feel like those same people that we fighting for, none of those people ever fought for us on the grand scheme, like how I'm seeing. And specifically in my hometown, there's a school called Dunbar High School. Dunbar is a popular school for football. A lot of people know about Dunbar, right? And I'm looking and I'm seeing a bunch of Dunbar middle and high school. I don't know if it's middle and high, but Dunbar students are down there protesting against ICE for the residents. Now, don't get me wrong, right? The kids, like when you around these other cultures, like these Hispanics and shit, the kids, even the ones sometimes, like if I go in the store, they be cool. But you got to look at the agenda of their parents. You got to look at what they here to do. Now, let me give y'all a little bit of receipts so y'all could go and check my videos. Just back in November, December ish, I was doing Grubhub at the Burger King that's right there in proximity to the Dunbar High School. And I mean walking distance. That would be the spot that they would go to get something to eat in the morning. So I happen to be doing some Grubhub and shit, right? Goes in there, do Grubhub. The black staff, it used to be all black staff, the people that worked in the community. Now you got a handful of sprinkle, and it's all Hispanic in there. The manager, Hispanic. I come to pick up some food. It's some kids from Dunbar, the same school that's sitting up there fighting for these people, right? In there trying to get some breakfast. The man fat as shit. He telling her, I'ma just give you your money back. I'ma just give you, like, he was really, really happy not to serve these kids breakfast. Like, he was really fucking happy. And I'm just like, what? Like, I know for one, I used to live in Perkins Projects, right? So I've never in my life, like, I had to go home. I didn't go home, but I had to get in my car and think about it. Like, can stores not service people? Like, and I could see if this store, if these kids was hanging out in the stores, but they just wanted to get breakfast and go to school. And he denied these kids breakfast. And it was to the point where, so when I'm leaving out, it was two more boys and they was walking up. And I'm like, y'all about to get breakfast? And they was like, yeah. And I was like, well, he don't let y'all get it? And he was like, no. So I'm like, that's crazy. I took him around the drive-through, got that breakfast for him, and dropped him off at the middle school that's right behind Dunbar. It used to be Dunbar Middle, but it's called something else. That day, I went home. I called corporate. Actually, you got to go through an email process. I found out how to get in touch with them. I called corporate. I called Burger or the corporate or whatever through the email and shit. Let them know what was going on. And lo and behold, no, they was not supposed. He's not supposed to deny anybody breakfast. Like if they have money to spend, his only job of authority would be to be like, y'all can't loiter in my store. But to deny these kids breakfast is crazy. Now you got to think about the American lunch that these kids get. It's standard, I feel, from elementary school all the way up to high school. They getting the same fucking lunch despite their body growing, despite them maturing, despite them playing sports and being in everyday different activities or needing their extra brain power to take tests, right? They get the same fucking lunch that look like a kid's cuisine. And you mean to tell me when they have money to buy food before they get to school, there's someone in the neighborhood that don't look like them that's denying them of food? And then fast forward to now, the same group of students are fighting for ICE, fighting against ICE for these people. This is exactly why I need more of my adult people like to plug in, because it's like y'all they are sending these people in the areas to exploit the people that they know going to fight for them, that they know is going to be chummy because they know inner city people going to turn the fuck up for anything, right? Send them in these places, but at the same time they trying to replace you. They're trying to replace you. And it's crazy because I'm looking at all these kids. Fuck ICE, fuck ICE. Yo, do you know these motherfuckers don't give a fuck about you? Like maybe the kids and their children are actually really smart. They train their children. So They could be paid actors as well. I wouldn't put it past them that they would just go to commingle to be cool and not really even like motherfuckers for real. So I wouldn't even put it past them. At the end of the day, it's the new ones that's coming over here. The ones that was here wasn't like that. You could probably get out in the streets and collaborate on some shit like that. But if you look at the history of the last 5 7 years and the backup that we've had when it came to our fights, and then you look at now how much the smart ones are literally sitting back. I feel like the people that don't know themselves, that's easy to be an NPC in the black community, these people are getting used. Children, yeah, because y'all don't know nothing. Y'all parents aren't teaching y'all, hey, this is not our fight, and they not teaching y'all why. So if you understand a little bit of history that makes sense, see, a lot of people like to teach history that don't make sense. Like, what the fuck do that got to do with now? Right now, what's important is trying to maintain your black status, not even black, it's conversion of black to indigenous, and maintain this land here and not get it taken from us from every fucking nation that's coming here to try to take it from us, and people that's trying to help them because they are actually profiting off of this shit. It's people that's here that look like us that's profiting off of the takeover. So you got to be fucking careful. Now let me tell you about spirituality before we jump into reading The Delectable Negro. This is something that has been on my mind because myself, I've went through different spiritual aspects of trying to find out what's right and what's wrong. And I'm still continuing. I'm still fighting. But at the same time, my discernment be strong as fuck, yo. Like, that shit be strong. And I used to read tarot. I used to do like tarot cards and shit. And then I started doing the oracle cards, which is like it's called cartology or cartomancy or whatever. I looked it up today. And I'm like, so let's get to the nitty-gritty. I need to find out if writing shit down on cards, even though it's your own words, it's not tarot, you're not using symbols, you're not calling on anybody. You are just simply tapping into your own super subconscious and you deciphering messages from that, right? I want to know if that's still considered divination, because divination is is not is not it's not what God want us to do. And I'm a bring this in full circle, yo. I'm gonna bring this in because I'm like, why every time I do be wanting to like use my oracle cards and tell the messages and shit to my people, but I'm hesitant. Like, I be so hesitant to do that shit, and it's like, why am I hesitant? And it's because I know that shit is not completely right. Like, I don't understand, and I tried to make myself like be like, okay, well, it's not tarot, it's yo, that shit's still not right. So basically, all right, the ancestor shit, that shit is a lie. I'm just gonna tell you that. Okay, the ancestor shit is a fucking lie. The thing that we need to find out is what spirits are earthbound. What spirits are earthbound? What spirits are born to the earth? They have to be here. You feel me? Because we always hear about, oh, well, the haunting that my aunt and you shit like that, right? I don't want to see my son again in the spirit. Like, I don't want him here, and I don't want to talk to him like all of these things. But at first, Lord should have happened like the lights a flicker, and I'd be like, oh, that's Sean, right? But then I'm like, I don't want to make this a bigger thing. So I need to find out what's what. What's an earthbound spirit? Okay. Now I've looked in 3-4 different books. The Bible is just saying they straight demons. Straight demons. The Book of Enoch said they are fallen angels and they are earthbound spirits. And they work with people to, to do magic. They work with people to do magic. The Ethiopian Bible said They were fallen angels. My nose is itching like a motherfucker. So, fallen angels, demons. Okay. Fallen angels, demons. Wow. So, you know what that means? Y'all, don't laugh at my chicken. It's a little dark. But I was just trying to hurry up. So, you know what that means? The common denominator is the fact that these are fallen angels. Our when your family dies, they transcend into a space, like a corner of the earth, and they're held there until resurrection. Okay. So I can understand why I'm very, very like this right here. My next step, I'm throwing all of those oracle cards, my tarot, all that shit away. It's not tarot, but it's like index cards with messages. I'm throwing that away. I got like an oracle deck that just say certain. I'm throwing that shit away because I'm gonna tell you now, all of God's people don't need anything tangible to tell you a message. They get downloads, they get prophecies, and it comes from God. But still, with that, you have to test the spirit because God. I mean, the demon, the what you call them, fallen angels, watch everything and they understand how to get in your head. So you might be like, okay, this is from God, but it's a fallen angel. So you have to learn to test the spirit as well. So I'm going to research how to test spirits even more than what we know. Because they always say test the spirit. Like they literally tell you how to test the pH balance of water or chemicals and shit. But how the hell do you test the spirit? So we going dive deeper into that. So with that being said, I was hesitant. I'm like, yo, I'm not, because at first I was going to do my TikTok. This chicken need to be fried way more harder and longer. Hell no, I hate juicy ass chicken. Mm-mm. This is too juicy. It's done, but it's juicy, and I don't like juicy chicken. All right. Damn, I should have made my chicken first. All right, I'm hungry. I just tried to stay true to 6 o'clock. All right, so damn, I need a napkin. With that being said, I gotta fight hard because my algorithm on TikTok, like, I didn't ask for this shit. All you see is tarot, 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 tarot. And then I see a balance. I see a division because I see tarot and prophets. I see prophets and I see people talking like from God and the Most High, shit like that. I'm like, okay, I see the difference now. All them tarot readers, I hate to say it, all those, I don't give a fuck what it is. It's divinity and it's not right. It's not good. And this is why, as a child of the Most High, you have to understand who you are because you can't waver. You can't be on the fence. You can't do two things. And that's why I'm like you can look on my, if you hear from TikTok, you can look on my TikTok. I literally have like two or three, things when I'm doing my oracles. And it's like, I wasn't sure of myself because, not because I don't know my talent, it's because I didn't know if it was right or not. And the more and more, like, I'm just trying to align myself with being right. I'm just like, yeah, now I need to understand the spiritual aspect of this. Like, I'm a human, I'm here. I understand that it's forces that we can't see. We need to understand those forces. Now, if we continue to make categories for them, we will not understand that these are all just fallen angels. That's it. Now, when it comes to other things like, cloaked beings and things like that, that's something else. That's like government. Government got cloaked technology. That's other shit. But you got to understand it's not a spiritual being, right? The fallen angels are here on this earth and they can manifest as different things and they can help you. This is why they said before, like, they taught people makeup and things that, like, weaponry and stuff like that. Stuff we not supposed to know. Okay? Alright, so this is gonna help you align yourself with your purpose even more. Just understanding those two aspects because it'll help you to narrow down your sources of information, where you get your information from. You gotta narrow that shit down. Everything is not good. Who helping the angels? Which, oh, you mean the fallen angels? The people. Okay, so for instance, when I used to have a pendulum, and I used to be in my room doing tarot. And this is when I first had I had my little book, I had my little pendulum, and I was obsessed with communication. I felt like tarot was a little too slow for me because everything was like symbols and this and that, and I had to understand what the rider weight meant. It didn't come naturally for me. But it was one book called The Bright Deck Tarot. I could read that shit up and down. It wasn't rider weight, so it wasn't occultic. Um, okay, so as I'm sitting there, right, and I'm using my pendulum and the pen the I guess fallen angel in the room started. I was looking at coins, a couple coins, and I like walking around naked, so I didn't have nothing on, at least no top. And the pendulum started swinging towards my boobies and the coins. And it was like I could joke with these things. Like I've literally, they have personalities. They can like make you feel like comforted to the point where like don't cry. I've had one ask me for a body before. They want a body. Now I understand it. So I'm like, how would he get a? No, ain't no damn ghost gonna ask you for a body. Like ghosts are ghosts. Fallen angels want to be reincarnated into humans. So I'm understanding. And then one was telling me to go in my closet and burn myself. Like this shit started getting powerful. Not in this house. This was like a couple years ago. Like maybe 2018, 2000, like 2017, 18. One was telling me go in my closet and burn myself in the red dress in my closet. Mind you, I'm on my bed, my closet door is closed. I open my fucking closet. I forgot about the fucking red dress I had in my closet. The motherfucker knew I had the red dress in my closet. So those types of things. And when you weak minded, let me tell you, in the beginning of this shit, when I first started my journey, it was like in 2015, and I started with a pendulum and a pendulum board. It's almost like a Ouija board, but it's pendulum because it's just the letters and shit. So, and I'm telling you, everybody cannot handle this shit. Like I could feel the heat from the demons on me or the fallen angel. I would feel fluttering on my neck like somebody got their eyelashes and just doing this on my neck or something, like fluttering, like I'm feeling feelings. And then they would tell me to do shit like the store that I had got was getting my stuff from. It told me go back to the store. When I tell you that was like a 20-minute ride back to that store, it's going to be a car in the parking lot. Go open the car door. It's a portal. And when I tell you, right, I went, like went to the parking lot, seen the car. The door was open, but the lady was coming out of the store at the same time. That shit I would have been looking dumb as shit, looking stupid. Like, how do you explain that? And it was like, I need more information. And remember, you're not talking to a person. Like, I'm like literally there with the pendulum and the thing, and it's telling me the shit to do. And it's like, yo, get a grasp of yourself, Shauna. Like, what the fuck are you doing? Shit like that. So with the average mind, I've walked past people in this store that's like, I just want to control everybody. Like it's people that is not mentally good up here. Like they don't have the sauce to be able to go through shit like that and come up out of it. That's why you see a lot of people go through spiritual psychosis. And also when you start to work with those demons and shit, those fallen angels, my bad, they will give you things, but you always gotta feed them. You always gotta feed them, and the feeding gets more intense. It gets stronger. They want shit. Okay? So you have to break from that shit. I've thrown my stuff away before. I used to have a whole lot of shit. Threw it away in a gutter, and then being homeless is the thing that tied me to spirituality, being able to understand why I keep going through the same thing. And that's the only thing that I was using it for. Like, I need to understand what I'm going through. Why do I keep being homeless? This, that, and the other. And the people around me, oh, she a witch. They probably was doing shit to me and didn't want me to know what was going on. So I was always confused in my mind. Like, it for me, like I said, the only way to heal, the best way to heal is to understand. You have to understand. If you don't understand the process of something, how are you going to fix it? Like, if you go to a doctor and don't tell him the truth about what's really wrong, how you going to. My bad, y'all. My daughter had called me. I'm back. So basically, to answer your question, we would be helping the angels. We would be literally helping those angels. Um, yeah. And that is something that the reason why you have to, because at the end of the day, it's like God, the Most High, He appoints all of those people, all of those spiritual deities. So for us to feel like we could be God or take the place when they got kicked out and be like, okay, we're going to help you anyway, it's almost like when somebody try to steal your purpose. We are doing things out of our scope of practice, which is almost like the reason why we can't see them. Now, for some of us, we are tapped into those powers and abilities. And this is why you have to understand yourself, understand your family, your background, where y'all come from. What was y'all doing? What's in your bloodline? Because everything is not for everybody, right? That's why I just don't feel like the cookie cutter shit, like that gotta go out the window 2026 and moving forward. We have to understand our individuality and what makes us in order to heal from things, in order to not feel like we need to get caught up in things that we don't identify or align with. Understand when it don't align or identify with you, because everything ain't yours. You'll save a lot of energy and you'll have a lot of energy for when you need it. But just using your energy at any willing thing, and it has absolutely nothing to do with you, is a time for education. Is a time to be like, listen, kids, this is the reasons why we do not get up for these types of things. Now, is not to say that we never will, but until this happens, we need to refrain from caring. I'm sorry. These people that like to come here and play on our better interests, they understand the hearts and the compassion of, they study us, and don't think that they don't have a cheat code to who we are. So to even know that, and some of us even regurgitate these things, but you small minded because you only think that it happens within your family and friendship groups, when there's other people looking at us like we guinea pigs in a goddamn crate or something. Okay, they've been looking at us like that. And that's what you need to understand, how important you are. The thing that I see where a lot of people don't even have clapback, and it's like the meanest, greenest black person. Like, I just seen you jump Sharkeisha, but you were out here and somebody just literally said something. You have nothing for the man that doesn't look like you. Like, what? What? I love to see a black man walk a white or somebody down. Like, what the? Like, I seen that in the Chick-fil-A parking lot. It was the most glorious thing I ever seen. And he was a young black man, looked like he was 25, walked down Welcome Texas Ranger because he cut him off in his motherfucking whatever he had, a little Chopper Cooper, little sports car. He walked that man down in that tight parking lot, got out the car like, yeah, sized them up, and the man apologized. That is what you need to see more of. The fact that they feel like, oh, that's what they always do. They jump. It puts y'all in a animal type of group set, like wolves or hyenas, or you know what I'm saying. Like none of y'all can ever be the king to stand up and demand the respect for yourself. The chest to chest type thing. And this is a stigma that they putting on y'all, and it's kind of like y'all putting it on yourself too. You allowing this shit. Oh, it doesn't matter, son Bula. My other best buds will be here. It look like three people in the house, but it's fine. My other best buds, they'll watch it later. One thing about me, I don't need validation from nobody. The people that's gonna be here, they gonna be here and they gonna elevate. The people that's gonna be here late, my videos is on my YouTube page. They can always go back and watch me because I understand people in different stages, and that's why I'm here to help people grow. So yeah. Oh, Sunbull. Oh no, you know why I said Sunbula? Because so is Abdullah then. So it's Sunbull Abdullah. Okay, got you. They'll be here though. Don't worry about don't worry about not a lot of people being here. So with all that being said, right? I want to jump into this book called The Delectable Negro. And I want people to understand where I'm coming from when I'm reading this book. Yes, I need people to understand where we were and where we are now. The reason, and this is for the ones in the back who don't get a lot of this type of education, who don't hear a lot of this, because you can't just click on anything and hear. I mean, you might hear people say they used to eat us, but they don't get into the nitty gritty of the book. So I have the book. I had it in my phone since last year when I was going hard with Black History. Because, I mean, I feel like every day is a time to go hard, but it's specifically, especially in February, okay? So I had it. It wasn't the right time. Now I'm using this book as a tool to reach down into the minds of the niggas and the female. Well, I'm gonna just call us all niggas. The niggas that's in the motherfucking cesspool. Reach down and grab their hair particles and wrap your hands around them and bring them up by their hair until they stand 10 toes on their feet and their souls are planted, and then continue to breathe life into these vessels until their chest begins to poke out, until their head stands tall and their nose is touching the sky with black pride, motherfucker, black pride. Okay, that's what I want to see. And I don't give a fuck if you're 2 years old, 25, 256. You have to understand why we need to be proud, why we need to love ourselves, why we need to know who we are, why we need to stand in God's grace, the Most High Almighty, and then He will activate our gifts and understand how we've been given tools to make things seem easier, and we've been all bamboozled into the matrix. Those tarot cards help you become part of the matrix. It does not help you break away and be divine and righteous with God, the Most High in your mind. Okay? Wait a minute. Yo, the chicken is good. It just need to fry a little longer. So I'm going to fry this low. Look, China, don't be scared of my chicken popping, girl. Don't be scared of this chicken popping, girl. She's scared of that chicken popping. I would be scared too. Okay. Now let's get into this. I'm a little scared, y'all. I'm a little scared to see what we gonna find out. But first, you know we gotta get through the boring parts. All right, let me know. Do you think I should read it from the rooter to the tutor, or just from like chapter 1? Because the editor's notes. You know what? We never know. We never know. We never know. Let's just read it from the rooter to the tutor. Okay. This is almost like going into like Black people's Bibles and fucking exposing. Let's go. The editor's notes. Justin A. Joyce. Okay. I never had the chance to meet Vincent Woodard personally, working through someone's scholarship backward and forward for nearly 5 years. However, gives you a type of intimate knowledge of the working of his or her mind. From both his work and reminiscence of his friends, I feel I've come to know something of him and feel I can confidently join his friends, family, and colleagues in their mourning. The mourning is this kind of mourning. To have lost such a stunning intellect and cogent writer is truly a tragedy. The exhaustive research that went into this book, along with the cunning analytic mind that guides its prose, bears witness to a scholar driven by a search for new truths and a passion to share his insights. It is this drive and passion that pushed Vincent quite literally till the very end of his life. For despite, or perhaps because of, the illness that claimed his life, Vincent worked tirelessly, almost obsessively, to complete this book. So it must gonna have some good stuff in it. Okay. A simultaneously ebullient and private man, Vincent kept his illness to himself until he could no longer hide it, working all the time as his scholarship. Through his sickness and treatment, he kept working. Though many a disorienting medication, he kept working. Through the fog of severe sufferings, Vincent kept working. Up till his very last moments, his scholarship was on his mind. For his final wishes included a plea that his colleagues see this point to completion. The book you have before you, then, is a testament to care with which these friends dedicated themselves to helping Vincent's hard work come to fruition. The manuscript for The Delectable Negro arrived on my desk, as it were, in 2008. My task then was a seemingly simple one: compile a bibliography for the note and copy edit the text for submission. As I worked through the text, however, the state of Vincent's notes and missing references within the manuscript, no doubt due to his illness. Wow, I didn't know this was out in 2008. Many often mistook his soft spoken demeanor as a sign of timidity, but soon discovered, as I did, this could not have been further from the truth. On many occasions, I witnessed the lioness in Vincent emerge, whether dealing with a waiter at a restaurant whose service was insulting or flinging a zinger at a scholar who was being obtuse or apolitical in their presentation. Vincent was deft and deliberate in delivering his thoughts about someone being trifling. What was so funny about these instances is that as soon as he had his say, the sweet, gentle, nonchalant Vincent would turn back to you and pick up where he left off in the conversation before the object of his wrath had to so rudely interrupted him. I understand Vincent. Plainly, Vincent was a fierce diva, but only when it was necessary. He was centered both in who he was as a person and as an activist. This is probably because Vincent was such a spiritual person and praised the ancestors in every aspect of his life. Now that he has crossed over, his own spirit is traveling the universe, radiating the poetic goodness of his soul. Now he has left the delectable Negro as his legacy for us to consume as we partake of it. May we think of Vincent sashaying through our digestive tract, providing us with nutrients for the soul, but also giving us a little heartburn along the way. Nothing this good ever goes down easy, and Vincent wouldn't have it any other way. See, I'm glad I read that because it touched on, like, he was talking to his ancestors. And I went by biblical books or whatever. Quran and read it for yourself, you'll find it. Okay. It actually contains scientific facts about humanity that were only recently discovered, even though they were written over 14. Uh, that's what I'm saying. A lot of information is not read through thoroughly, including the Bible. That's why I'm like, even the information I had earlier, I was googling, asking questions about the earthbound spirits, but I need more books. So Quran, I'm gonna look into. I need to find out more books Hinduism, it was also talk. Hold on, let me get this chicken. God damn it! God damn it! It's black. So Hinduism was saying that there are different types of spirits out there, and these. Cause the chicken juicy. Trying to chill. I just have to go one at a time. And they were saying like some of the spirits were because they didn't heal, sudden death. So if they were murdered or whatever, the soul is still earthbound, and that's different circumstances. I feel like the Bible was created to kind of as a fear factor to kind of scare people in. But if that's all it's like you gonna go with that because you want to be right. You don't want to mess it up with the Most High. You don't want to mess up things, and be like. So I'm still learning. So that information earlier was based off of 3 books, which gave me the common denominator of saying, okay, these are fallen angels. So until I can expand more of my knowledge, thank you so much, until I could get more information. And this is why, like, I just feel like all teachers, they should teach what they perfect in, and we all come together. It's a collective. Like, we are building a collective, like, university almost, a library for you guys to come to. And we need to have right information. So that's why I deliver my information like that through my thought processes. So if someone can add to it or correct me if I'm wrong, I'm always open to because I learned through experience and, just certain things that might pop up. But for the most part, it's just experience. All right. So he talked to his ancestors. So we can see how important this book was to get out to the people. So I feel like I'm doing him and his friend group an honor by reading this book, The Delectable Negro. Human Consumption, Homoeroticism Within the U.S. Slave Culture by Vincent Woodard. Edited by Justin A. Joyce and Dwight A. McBride. Forwarded by Patrick Johnson. So he had a little team, and that's great. We all need a team. Okay, so let's get into the nitty gritty. Ooh, y'all ready? What is this one? This is the first part. Let's go to the second. Why? I feel like my okay, let's go to introduction. I feel like my phone didn't do me justice. This book is like 5,000 pages or something, and I tried to like get all this stuff and send it to my email, but it looks like only 2 pages. Like, don't embarrass me like this. Embarrassing, guys. I gotta probably go to the library and get this printed out, but I'll just read what I have right here. Okay, I gave you a little introduction. What I'm going to do is just get it better, so I don't have to go through this embarrassing moments. Okay, so let's read this is the 10th page of the introduction. Trust me, I have all the pages. I don't know why it came like that. I sent like 22 pages per email. So just starting off on page 10. Early 20th century, even Europeans admitted and documented a connection between European global expansion and a sexual libidinal appetite for African flesh. Libidinal? Okay, libidinal. I don't know what that means. I'm going to write that down. I never heard of libidinal. I don't think. Libidinal. Okay. Sexual and libidinal. Do you guys see where like food oh, put the cheese on me? Hold up, y'all. Wait a minute. That was just a little bit. That we only got a couple words in, and already, y'all. the other chicken down here? Did I eat that other piece? Oh, I was about to say. Okay, and we'll put this other piece here. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of almost glad because I'm hungry as hell. When I get off of here, I'm going to eat like... All right. And I can't eat that well with y'all watching me. It's like my Pepsi cooling off, my food cooling off. All right. Let's go. Let's get through this, guys. Let's get through this best bud. And then when I come back, it's going to be a better read, okay? So, a cartoon published in the French journal L'Arrêt in 1911 demonstrates how European hungers for conquest sometimes coincided with a homosexual hunger for African flesh. What is homosexual? Oh, that's homosexual. Okay. I heard that one. In the foreground of the cartoon, a porter, soldier, and a general gather around a Bakongo man stabs into a skewer. The Bakongo man spins around and awaits the slice of the butcher knife resting on his knees. So if he was on a skewer, then was he like this? Was the skewer? Was he like shish kebab? Was it like going up his ass, up through his skull? And if and like I'm just thinking like this: if it was a knife on his knees, so this is like this. Is he waiting for this thing to come down and like slice him this way, or because they say he was turning around? Was he on something, a mechanism that had him spinning with the thing on his knees, and as he spin is like slicing him? This is how this is crazy. Whew. All right. So, I mean, this is stuff that I would actually take to Chat GPT. This is how I would use Chat GPT and be like, give me a description of this. Right? So if I have any best buds that want to do that, you can do that. Bring that information back. It's called the collective. You got some homework. Go out and get the description of the Bang Congo man spinning around and waiting on the slice of the butcher knife resting at his knees. Remember, words have different meanings. And just because it's called the slice, that is something different than what we know. That means the slice is a noun. It's a person, place, a thing. It's an object. So find out what the slice is. Y'all do your homework, okay? We're not even a paragraph in. Hold up, let me get my chicken. I'm just disappointed. Sorry, I didn't make all that. Okay. So, bam. That's crazy. So these guys, they can literally take watching someone getting sliced the fuck up. And it puts me in a mind of one time I seen this video on Facebook, and it was like these Spanish guys or Indian or something. It was over there in a foreign country. I don't know what this man did, but he was laying on his back, and it was like some other guys around him, and they was slicing his stomach all the way down to his like visceral organs and stuff, like slicing him. And he was still alive, screaming. That shit is crazy. So the same types of tortures that we see modern day on YouTube, the things that they allow us to see is the same things that I feel like techniques that's been historical techniques that was probably used on slaves as well. So that's why it's good to also educate yourselves on these different depictions on how things used to look and modernize them. Like you have to use your brain as a computer and figure out how it was modernized. Okay, so a 1937 cartoon published in the Belgium magazine Huger Leven that also depicted Europeans' cannibalism had a, let me write this down, y'all. We can look into this. Hooger. That's Hooger Levin. Hooger Levin. Oh, Leven. That also depicted Europeans' cannibalism had a caption that perfectly captured the irony of an African turning on a skewer. Any takers for Negro soup? Such cartoons depict a different species of cannibal and an altogether different master narrative of cannibalism, informing European expansion into Africa. The word Congo is tattooed on the African man's loincloth, establishing a connection between the carving up of Africa by numerous European nations and the carving up of the African male body. The homoerotic bonds shared among the white men gathered around the African man highlight the promise of Negro soup. With the Bakongo, Congo in or in quotation or what you call those parentheses, men serving as a symbol of their common purpose and desire. Let me read that again. That's a little disturbing. The homoerotic bonds shared among the white men gathered around ooh, the African man highlighted the promise of Negro soup. Now this, let me write that down. The homo erotic bonds shared. Cause I feel like this is exactly what I be saying when I be like, they be buck breaking, they come and hang out with y'all, they come to the hoods and all that, and all they doing is fucking they informants. They're just watering you down so they can turn you into nigga soup. So the homoerotic bond share among the white men, among the white men, do 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 do, gathered around the African man, gathered around. Oh, come on. The African man. And I mean, niggas, I need y'all to. I'm only calling you niggas to prove a point. I think I feel like black men, black women, kings, queens, royalty. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. But while we learning, I'm going to call y'all niggas, okay? So while we learning, y'all niggas. So niggas, I need y'all to understand this shit, okay? How you be in the pot all the time, dancing around, doing all the shit, and you just a commodity. What you call that? A hot commodity. Looking at that nigga so we can make nigga soup. I just gotta write this down. This is powerful. This is powerful because I can't imagine how they make nigga soup nowadays besides the ones that still eat niggas. Okay? The promise. Come on! Pen, this damn pen wanna act like a pussy of Negro soup. This right here, y'all, this sentence, I would have wrote it a lot better. This is powerful. With the Bakongo men serving as a symbol of their common purpose and desire. Do you hear that? Listen, I'm going to read this to y'all one more time because this is for all you niggas with penises. I don't mean my women niggas, my black niggas with the penises. Let me talk to y'all real quick because y'all the ones y'all love turning y'all back on us. Y'all love the to adopt other races. Y'all love that shit. And it be so disappointing that I just stop saying shit. Like I detach myself from caring. But at the end of the day, I know y'all struggling because I had a son, and I know how things can go when it comes to like needing that reinforcement, needing that jack the fuck up. Like, get your motherfucking monkey ass back over to the other side, bitch. You feel me? Like, get your ass on over there. So let me read this to you. The homoerotic bonds shared among the white men gathering around the African man. Don't think because we talk about the Congo man, he ain't talk about the black American man. That means your black ass too. It highlights the promise of Negro soup. And then to make it even more, they are saying that with the Bakongo man, so if your name is, what's your name? Kendrick, let's say with Kendrick. With this Kendrick man serving as a symbol of their common purpose and desire. That's almost like me, my sister, my mother, my daughter, like, and the kids all just around this damn bowl of food. Like, this is our promised desire. This, like, I'm hungry. Like, that chicken back there is my promised desire. Okay, let me write that down. Thank you, thank you. Son, Sumbul. Don't be mad at me. Thank you, Sumbul. They should really. Oh no, it's the way you have it. Cause I would put like a little underscore so I can know the first to the last. Cause I know how to read, so I'm not disrespecting your name at all. It's just like it's all together, so that's all. No disrespect. Thank you very much, Sumbul. So let me do. Right, you said the Quranic view. Cool. Let's write this down. Quranic view. Okay, all these things I look into on my time, man. How could this daggone hamburger help us be so? It don't look good, but it's good. It's because I didn't stir it up. I just put it in the microwave. Okay. All right. Now, that to me, if I was a black man, I would look at every group that come around me that don't look like me from that on. You have to remember, black man, you can be Negro soup when there's only one of you and more of them. That can be literally, or it can be symbolically. And ladies, you too. I just was looking at the article and I seen this before a while ago, but they bringing it back up. Where a woman, she was a wife and a mom. She had went on a trip. It was like a sleepover at her coworker's house, and these was all white women. Some of these women they met at the Super Bowl or something like that. And some of these women had their husbands over, 3 husbands, 8 other women. Long story short, she was found the next morning dead. Outside of like they tried to say she probably got drunk and fell off the balcony. This is they turned her into Negro soup. Don't think, you know how you buy a turkey? You cook the turkey, but before you do that, what we do? We reach in and take that bag out, giblets, hearts, all the organs. That's also Negro soup. Just because they ain't eating you don't mean that the harvesting of your organs, the trafficking of your organs, whatever they're doing is not a part of Negro soup. They've been making Negro soup with us because we're not paying attention to it. The fact that you can wear leather that was made out of someone's skin let you know that they do everything with the vessel. It's almost like when they say cook that turkey, make turkey sandwiches, make turkey soup, take the wishbone out, put it up on your door, boil the bones and make turkey broth. Like, you use that turkey, all of the parts. You use it. Some people, they eat the organs in it, chop it up, put it in a. But the thing is, you know what I'm saying? That is what they are doing. It's called Negro soup. Okay, so understand that when more than one person gets around you, and I just want you to understand that you can be their Negro soup, especially if you don't know who you are. Sorry. Now, the African body is spread eagled before this tableau of male bonding, which means laid down legs up. The general and his captain of arms, or maybe set up legs open, who turns the skewer, look across the black man's body into one another's eyes. The other men bend over the half-naked body, appear to be captivated by their vulnerable prey, turning delectably on the skewer. So, like I was thinking in my mind, the first thing was that they had this man on like a shish kebab and almost like a rotisserie chicken. They turned in this man. Y'all, that is fucking crazy. This book was published 2008. Did you hear that in the preface? 2008. And you know, like how they have these big fire pits and yo, those cowboys and the pits and shit. Oh hell no. They still be having them barbecue channels. That's why some of them men probably know how to barbecue so good. Probably barbecuing the damn human taste out of shit. Oh my gosh. One soldier had his hands on his hips. The other has his palms pressed together and tucked tightly into his groin. Wait, so one tucked tightly? Oh, like this, with his hands on his. The knife in the general's hand resembles a phallus, thick on the bottom and narrower at the tip. With this phallus in one hand, the general squats between the African man's legs, holding his calves apart. The Bakongo man is positioned in a manner that provides for easy anal access. And which is so crazy. Do you see the way this is narrated right now? They're not given any type of personification or animation or any type of soul to this Bakongo man. It's almost like he's a stuffed doll. He has no feelings. They're just doing whatever they want. And I guess it was written like that in order for us to feel exactly how this Bakongo man felt, despite he might have been shouting, screeching, screaming. Because I'm pretty sure they wanted this man alive, but they're not talking about that part. So can you imagine going through all that and still being invisible? Your pain still being invisible, but yet the parts to you that they want to seduce is highlighted. So they don't. It's like animal instincts, because when an animal is killing its prey, they don't give a fuck how much you hoop and holler. They just want the fucking meat. The blood comes out. They know they're getting close to that kill, to the prey, to the death, to their glory. They don't give a fuck about how much you hoop and holler and pain. That's the animals is like that, right? So that's what it reminds me of. This is why, a lot of people say white tears seem fake, because if you can sustain participating and witnessing something like this, then I feel like the tears that you show on a much fragile level, like things that don't is not even that deep, and you cry over that shit, trust and believe I see where white tears come from. And that saying was probably made up by somebody like an ancestor who actually experienced this type of stuff and was able to put two and two together a lot quicker than someone that was speculating like me. That's crazy as hell. So, the next time you see a white person crying over some shit, you better check the spirit, test the spirit, and see if those tears are even valid. Because these are the same people that can sit up there and have sex with someone they're about to eat on a shish kebab, a human at that. So, wow. Wow, wow, wow. So, let's go into it. So, he opens his legs, okay? One soldier has his hands on his hips and the others on his groins. Okay, we went down to that. The knife is in the general's hands. He opens the legs and he's holding his calves apart. The Bakongo man is positioned in a manner that provides for easy anal access. The missionary position in the Belgian cartoon, sexual erotic. Oh, this is a cartoon. In the Belgian cartoon, sexual erotic tastes are indistinguishable from the palate. The knife and the phallus are interchangeable signifiers. Wow. Wow. Now, because of this ideology, the knife and the phallus being the same interchangeably, right? You have to look at other pieces of literature now. How did they use the knife? How was the story being told when this knife was erected, when it was stabbed into another man? Now we have to look at stories being told metaphorically and actually absolutely. We have to look at that now because these European writers will they will make a phallus and a knife interchangeable. This is why a lot of their language is spells and incantations. So now when you're reading, if someone is talking about stabbing you with a knife and things like that, please, please, please fact check. See how this story was written. Was it written symbolically? Was it, you know what I'm saying? And it makes you go back to the Bible and all of these things. It's so fucking crazy. Woo. Okay. So this cartoon depicts a widespread belief in Western and Central Africa that Europeans were cannibals. Groups such as the Igbo, Bakongo, Fanti, and Guinea all thought of European interlopers as cannibals. A century early, for example, Ali Isami of the Bornu people, and then, of course, that's all I got. Fucking sucker. Okay, so let's go to 3. Let's see what I have here. This is when we get into the first chapter, I assume. Yes. So we're going to read some of the first chapter. How did I get from page 36 to 57? It's so weird. This is like Bible chapters, how it downloaded. So we're going to read the page 36 of the first chapter at 57, okay? And then we're going to end it. And then when I'm able to read the whole book, get the book, we're going to read it all over again. So it doesn't matter. But we're not going to start with the introduction all over again. I hate introductions and prefaces and shit. I just want to get right into chapter 1. So the chapter 1 is called Cannibalism in Transatlantic Context. So page 36 starts. Masters and raised aboard schooners that traverse the Atlantic carrying slaves and cargo from England to the Caribbean and then to the United States. So slaves went from England to the Caribbean to the United States. All right. If you were in the United States, baby, you were in the United States. There was no way you were getting taken out to come back here. Aquino begins his narrative as an isolated and traumatized child whose overwhelming response to slave captors is fear and terror. He fears he will be eaten. He fears the whites are cannibals. Equano first raises his concern that the whites are cannibals after British slavers purchase him and take him aboard the slave ship African Snow secretly. The African youth questions his bonded. Why am I reading like that? The African youth questions his bonded kinsmen about the whites.
I asked him if we were not to be eaten by those white men with horrible looks, red faces, and long hair. The first section of his narrative documents his constant preoccupation with cannibalistic Europeans. His initial observations are only confirmed by visions of boilers and African bodies chained together, presumably waiting to be fed to the boilers. When I looked around to when I looked around the ship, when I looked around the ship too and saw a large furnace or copper boiling, and a multitude of black people of every description chained together, every one of their countenances expressing dejection and sorrow. I no longer doubted of my fate, and quite overpowered with horror and anguish, I fell motionless on the deck and fainted. Even after the crew of the slaver and his own kinsmen confirmed for him that he is not to be eaten, Equano's fears persisted. When the crew captures a shark and hoists it aboard the slaver, he reports, this gladdened my poor heart exceedingly, as I thought it would serve the people to eat instead of their eating me. Playing upon his fears, the ship captain, also his slave master, would often threaten to eat Equano and his best friend Dick. He said he would kill Dick, as he always called him, first and afterwards. Someone's at the door. Why are they playing? Oh, it's not. Okay. Why I feel like somebody was at the door? Or is that you, Arrow? Okay. Knew that was coming. Okay. So he said he would kill Dick, as he always called him, first and afterwards. Equano later in the narrative reflects back on his childish ignorance and views of Europeans and corrects himself. That fear, however, which was the effect of my ignorance, wore away as I began to know them. I could now speak English tolerably well. I no longer looked upon them as spirits, but as men superior to us, Africans, and therefore I had the stronger desire to resemble them. Equano strives to be and does ultimately become an Anglo African. I soon grew a stranger to terror of every kind and was, in that respect, at least almost an Englishman. So we see now. I would love to hear about some black Sulanis going through this shit, because we always hear about these black Africans as slave trades, and we see that this man buckled down to be a fucking Anglo African. Like, why? Like, he wanted to be white. So we see where the wanting to be white come from as a black, and which blacks want to be white. So in this pivotal section of the narrative, Equano seems to resolve the issue of European cannibalism by attributing such perceptions to his indigenous naivety. Scholars have, for the most part, followed his, and then it cuts. Damn it. Okay. Page 57. Unchecked psychic and spiritual proportions. To dismiss African observances that Europeans were cannibals as myth and superstitions is to miss this very valuable and poignant insight into human capacity and a moral potential implicit in most indigenous African cosmologies and esoteric sciences of human consumption. It was not at all inconceivable, according to such a worldview, that slave masters could create themselves into deities, and that slave ships that gorged themselves until full could operate as part of a larger network of institutions wired to a destructive human need for consumption. Oh my gosh, y'all. Like, now this is literally like, so if slave masters were telling these Africans that they could be deities, this is deeper. This means we have to go deeper into what are earthbound spirits because you had slave masters telling Africans this shit. I can't wait to get all to the other pages. Um, this African notion of consumption under slavery as a fundamentally moral problematic. Hold up, where was I at? It was not at all inconceivable, according to such a worldview, that slave masters could create themselves into deities. Okay. The African notion of consumption under slavery as a fundamentally moral problematic overlapped with a similar concern voiced in 19th century US religious and political spheres. In chapter 2, I analyzed the 19th century U.S. cannibalism debate, which focused on slavery as a consumptive institution that was pervading and corroding American religious, legal, philosophical, and artistic institutions. Ironically, at the same time that Africans struggled to translate their understandings of European cannibalism, so too were white and black Americans beginning to craft a collective language and ideology of human consumption under slavery. Yo, yo, what I sound like that guy? They be like 21, 22, 23, 24, 45, 47, 48, 49. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. Yeah, I used to sing that to my nephew, like 45, 46, 48. 45, 46, 47, 48, 49. Yeah, 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 yeah. All right, sorry I went off on a tangent. I don't know why that song popped in my head. But that was crazy. It was crazy. It was so crazy. Oh my god, for real? Oh, really? Oh, really? That's why I ain't here for my sister, huh? 45, 46, 47. How I'm going to end Black History on that note? Like, that don't make sense. All right. I'm in a singing mood. That's all. I'm happy I was able to touch you guys. I'm just so happy. Okay? I'm happy. And what else? I just want us to get it together. Let's get it together. Let's get it together. Ooh, let's get it together. We got a lot of things. We got a lot of things to learn. I need to find out about life and death. I need to find out about where my son at. I need to be able to have this information so people who's grieving can be able to grieve properly with knowledge, y'all. Like, it's a lot of things that I want to do with my community. It's so many, but I need y'all to be like team players too. Team players, like y'all not handicapped. Okay, the same way y'all bones get hard when y'all can go ahead and type out something to somebody that's smart and it'll ruin their day is the same way you need to make your bones hard to do some homework that I'm telling you to do. Now, I want, even though I know nobody ain't probably going to do it, I'm going to need y'all to do this. I need for y'all to find out what industries we need to come after. I know number one is going to be car insurance, okay? Anybody else got any industries we need to come after? Let me know because we gonna tackle these. Another thing is also tickets, state, city. I don't know how y'all shit get down, but this is my grief with this. Car insurance should work for the people. We are on a planet and nothing is working for us. Okay? The last accident I got into, I literally just got my car insurance. And because the chick had the same car insurance as I did and was a fucking liar, they was not able to repair my car. And she got away scot-free with hitting my car, but yet they want me to continue to make payments towards car insurance. Like, what the fuck am I paying for car insurance for? It's not helping. I don't give a fuck if it's liability or full coverage. It should have some type of perks that work for me. But that right there is a glitch that allows them to continue to get so much money from us all the fucking time. Just imagine how many scenarios been matching mine, and how many situations where they walked away with free money and didn't have to give anything back. I feel like, I mean, people be paying upwards of $400-500 or more for car insurance. I used to pay $115 back in the day, but I'm gonna tell you something. One thing, car insurance ain't never did a damn thing for me. Never. I always said if I'm paying car insurance this amount of money every motherfucking month, 12 months in a year, at the end of the day, run me a check back. Give me an upgrade on the car. Give me something. You getting all this motherfucking money per year per person, and you ain't giving us shit. And then we are inconvenienced in circumstances. Oh well, you got the same car insurance, so if you would have had, why the fuck am I paying more for when y'all already ain't giving us shit? It's on a conditional circumstance that if my car gets total wrecked, I gotta be fucked up that you paying for any fucking thing. So I feel as a collective, we need to go against these motherfucking agencies and things that's targeting us and going after our pockets. I'm tired of paying for that shit. And then at the end of the day, people in Baltimore started getting around paying car insurance. They started getting Virginia tags because in Virginia, you don't need car insurance. So you got all the people here. You got all the people here, right? Like the whites that we talk about, the Hispanics, probably hella. Is you trying to say shut the hell up? Shut up? Gamby, yeah, whatever. Let's continue to collapse these bullshit systems. We got people like that want you. Some of these families out here, they are really, 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 they love the fact that, oh, we getting all this money from these people. Yo, fuck that. Everybody in my community, this is why they don't want people like me to come out. In my community, I don't give a fuck if it's three of y'all. Let's think of some more territories that we need to come after, because I can't be the only one going through shit like this. Can't be. But we're about to collapse this shit for these rich families that keep trying to collect shit from us while we work hard every motherfucking day. Literally, I just got a call and a motherfucker from across the border can come and crunch my shit up, and just because we, no, man. And if it's going to be like that, because I'm telling you, these other countries with their people, they have systems. They know how to get away with shit. I was just watching a video. Oh my gosh. This guy was in another, he was not, I just showed y'all two people on welfare, and they was collectively getting $15,000 a month on food stamps and cash assistance. It was a guy that was just on the news. This man was got $1 million. He, over a couple of months, they had a restaurant. And they was going into the system. This is why I said they have people that is working in our systems. And we dumb as shit because we continue to, oh, well, we gotta put it, like, when are we gonna hold the systems accountable? Because they are hiring the people that's working there that's breaching the motherfucking system. Just like it's a breach in 23andMe. What do you think they doing with all our money? Like, these motherfuckers probably got, this is probably where the hidden estate money is. Because people looking at people 23andMe's and finding out. But anyway, let me go back. So the guy, the Hispanic guy, they got Le Pepe restaurant and shit. Hold up. Ready, I guess. And they got a little restaurant, Le Pepe. Man, they was creating all these fraudulent accounts. They was using getting people names and stuff like that, and creating accounts, food stamps and all these different accounts. So they was getting all this fucking money, right? Now, mind you, one of our people, we started doing a little store, only started making $20,000. Shut her stuff down and put her in jail. These people got to make upwards of $1 million for their restaurant. They was using multiple accounts. Like the shit that they coming over here and doing, and y'all wondering why it's freezes and hold on money and shit like that. These people that be having these restaurants over here is using the stamps, and they getting whole restaurants being put up. You don't see the IRS and the government coming for them. They allowing that shit, and these are the same motherfuckers that y'all said fighting for ICE, fighting for ICE, and they sitting over here taking all the fucking the resources and capitalizing, and they not being touched. They're not being touched versus a mother struggling like a bitch because you got motherfuckers from old El Paso coming over here wrecking our cars and shit like that. We trying to motherfucking maintain. We use our stamps to start a little mom and pop shop, little business, little hot meals and shit. You got motherfuckers kicking our doors down, taking our shit. Like, make it make sense, y'all. When are you guys gonna align with the proper, like, align, motherfucker? Until you can align with your own crisis, with your own shit, your own uncircumstances, you can't come together with the next motherfucker. They're not, their manpower is used to take yours and use it for them and throw your motherfucking dumb ass away, dummy. That's what they're doing. And just because they give you a little pat on the back sometimes, that don't mean shit. Like, stop believing that. It don't mean shit. Like I said, down by Dunbar, you had a whole grown ass man gladly, willingly, proudly sitting up there denying motherfuckers of food, denying children, our children. Do you give a fuck about that? Do you care about our teenagers, or would you rather continue to call them YNs? Oh yeah, my little them little YNs crazy. Like, shut the y'all. How can you be calm talking to y'all sometimes? Like, I don't even know. It's the mentality. So I'm here to motherfucking crack that bitch. Do I need to use a knife? Do I need to use a sword? A delectable sword on your ass? Maybe you'll understand those terms, those buck breaking terms. So, anyway, I feel like I made my point out here in these streets. I planted a seed. And even though we didn't get a chance to go all the way into whatchamacallit, I planted that seed. For those who's watching or whatever, and they, what happened with my son, and you're looking for more information. More information is coming out soon. I'm just waiting for new information requested to come, and then I'll have more updates on what's going on with my son. But I think we done. I think we done, y'all. So, we gotta think about this. I don't know how many of y'all been watching me, healing and all of these things, but like, get yourself and open your heart, okay? Open your heart for community, because what has taken place is the community. We started off as a community, as a tribe. When you have a tribe, it's harder to infiltrate that tribe. It's harder to break the beliefs, the customs of that tribe, unless you infiltrate them. And when you infiltrate them, you will offer them something that seems wildly exotic, something that they are not used to, and that's comforting and will give them a blast of dopamine. And they're going to probably play on the men first, because they understand that men have more animalistic tendencies, which will directly align with the dopamine that they're looking for, that dopamine blast. Like, see something, don't think twice about indulging into it. So an infiltrator will come to the strongest and the most vulnerable at that of the pack. I would say the physically strongest and the most vulnerable of the pack. That's why you guys are physically strong. Women, divine, righteous women are stronger. And if we have that physical strength capacity to us, then that makes us even more stronger. But mentally, yes, we are stronger than you. Emotionally, maybe not so much. Spiritually, definitely when it comes to balance. But a woman can also be in spiritual psychosis as well as a man too. So again, it comes with balance and understanding your territory. But at the end of the day, it's like if if you allow people, let's just say, I feel all right. So a tribe. Let's just say we had everything, right? And maybe we had silver and the other tribe had gold, or the infiltrators had gold. We had gold, they had silver. Gold is more than silver, but silver is different than gold. So the barter system was created in order for those types of things. We would trade and barter. But if the resource is scarce on in your territory, and we had silver, then we would be able to bribe you with it. If we had, if our women look different than yours, then we would be able to offer you our women to you. Now think about a tribe. Think about a community. Do you think a community will offer their women or children as sacrificial lambs in order to coexist with another tribe? Like, if you are offering something up like that, then you have to understand that the mission, the agenda has to be a lot more than just trade, an even trade. It's not an even trade then. You trying to get in a little bit too much, a little chummy. It's like I gave you $5, you giving me a whole liter of Hennessy. Like, what's up? I gotta look at you different. But because people don't question shit, they allow that infiltration to be spilt over, and they just take things thinking that they can get away. Oh, he ain't see that. He gave me a whole extra pound. He didn't see that one. Oh, he took note of every fucking thing. He understands what he's doing, because now when you so far in and you so indulged in, and these things start to take effect on your tribe, it weakens the structure, it weakens the customs, it weakens your belief systems. It allows infiltrators to come in and teach the things that they want to put on your tribe and change the trajectory of it. It allows them to change just you know where I'm going at with it. So once that happens, they have you believing that mixing is good. And all love is all love. Loving is loving. And then they turn you against your own people. So you don't want to love people that look like you. You don't want to help people that look like you. It's a thing going around with Glorilla sister is saying how much she didn't help the family, and you got a whole bunch of black people, which is the targeted race, right? That would take the money and say fuck the family, despite of not thinking about the big picture, not thinking about breaking the family curses, right? Like, despite of what your cousin did to you, what your sister did to you, if I pull all of them out of poverty, that's breaking a generational curse for my whole family, regardless of what they, however they continue to look. It's about bringing my family up, right? You see Chinese people do it all the time. White people do it all the time. Indian people do it all the time. Even Jamaicans and shit. Like, Jamaicans I've seen, Africans, like everybody else except for black Americans, because they have your mind poisoned. They have you, they've done all the things to you that they once were, and put and have you thinking like, I mean, you're not even thinking how they was, because if you was thinking like them, then we would have been came together to try to get our shit back. To understand that, okay, you allow them to scatter you even more. You allow the hate to penetrate within the seams of your skin. You allow jealousy and all of these things to stop you from like it is so tainted in the black community, and this is why these things have to be called out and addressed. Y'all motherfuckers is jealous, evil spirited. Y'all put down somebody quicker than a motherfucker while going over to the next man and uplifting this motherfucker. But you won't do that for your own community. That's the worst sellout shit of my forever. Like what happened to communication? What happened to being able to heal from things? But because we used to just closing the door and walking away from shit and going to the next new shiny toy, we never know how to heal. We never learn how to fix shit. Our problems just continue to brew and boil in the background while we run from the Peter to Paul, thinking that just because these people don't know us, that our true colors won't show. And that's the problem with a lot of people. You don't fix yourself. You just go around new people and put on a new mask. But you need to take that shit off and address your shit. Because until you do that, life is never going to get better. It's always going to be chaotic. And before you know it, when you turn around and look back for people, you're going to have a bunch of burnt bridges. Because people will find out about you. People will talk about you. And people will isolate your ass. And a lot of the times we think that because we don't have faith, hope, we don't have wise counsel, we don't have these things to say, y'all feel like y'all too far into shit and you can't come back from it. You can come back from it. It's going to take a little bit of, selflessness. You might be a little embarrassed by it. But of course, change that shit into being a testimony and you won't think of it like that. But the whole time you going in this direction, you are only making it worse, not only for you, but for your family and bloodline and for our whole community, the whole black fucking community. We are so divided and separated. We need to be called out in order to know what's what and then brought back the fuck together. But if motherfuckers can't get on the same page, then a lot of people got to get cut out of this shit. We're never going to evolve as a black community with some people around. We're never. So being able to call people out or just see shit, cut shit off, you don't even have to call people out. Just cut them off and keep it moving. You know what I'm saying? That is going to help us so much. It's going to help us so much more. The calling out part is wasted energy, honestly. Peep shit, don't like it, move on and continue to build. Because that's why we are so behind. And people get to laugh at us like, man, I can see that it's a lot of people that lead motherfuckers astray. For real, like it holds us up, man, and I can see that shit. It's crazy. But you know what? All I could do is continue to come from a place that I come from of authenticity and purely just wanting to help to make things better in my environment, in my world, because we all got to live in it. And right now it's a hellhole. And what's happening, so let me further continue. So they also now they make us hate each other. They make the women want to be competitive with each other. The men, they make y'all more like gayish. I don't know. That's all I can say. Make you more feminine and shit. Then y'all, they give y'all new standards. Like these men feel like, being smart and wise has to take away from your strength and stamina. Like you supposed to have both as a man. Like I've been around very smart men, but when it's time to get their hands dirty, like men in my growing up, they will fuck you up. Like, hey, faggies too. Like if you was, I done seen faggies hanging with the regular black dudes, and they be out there guffing too. But when it's time to go to a job interview or this, that, like they know how to. That's a man, okay? Just because you know how to put on a suit and clap your ankles together don't mean you the best man in the world. We need men. So the fact that so many of our men have became tamed little tightwads and shit and feel like, this is the new thing and these women are too aggressive and this, that. That watered down shit is how they want you. It's the same way they want your dogs. They don't want no wild animals. They want everything on the motherfucking leash. They don't even want your car that's going 200 miles an hour to go 200. They want everything passive and watered down. If it's more powerful than the motherfucking white supremacist man, then they don't want it revved up. They don't. And I don't know if y'all have seen that over the years, but that's why I be looking around like I was in a fucking cab, in an Uber. I had a black man, lawyer, young boy driving me. And it was another man in a big truck, like boxing them in. And I'm thinking he gonna give him a little bit of, Anna. I'm in the back like, bitch, move. And the dude in the front like, I'm like, wow, really? Damn. I ain't know it was like that. So men have been really like, these new men are watered the fuck down. I'm sorry. It's watered down. Like, I'm used to dudes straight putting on, like, just fighting for fun. And it don't have to be real fighting. Like, I've seen, like, I lived on the block. They just have red and black and white and black. Red and black team, white and black team. They was there meet up in the middle of Mayfield and guff that shit out, slamming each other over the fence. We used to play Jerry Springer, all types of shit. These guys now is like, what are you gonna do if in a disrespectful, like, what? I just don't understand. I don't get it. But that is the reason why they play on the fact like, okay, these bros is already watered down. They already not going to stick up for their equal counterpart. They already, like I've seen just a couple days ago a girl in there guffing, fighting hard as shit with this dude in the corner store. All these dudes standing around, nobody's trying to break it up. They looking at in the way that they got y'all calling each other bruh, and y'all women, black women accepting that like bruh. Y'all putting it on yourself. The spell is to make our life as invaluable as possible. Already calling it a black life, but at the end of the day, when you reduce yourself down to bruh, fighting like a barbarian on each other, like you have no like standards for yourself when it comes to other people around you. Like everything is just boom, bam, bop, bop, bop. Like you have nothing else going. It it allows for other people to be able to step in and treat the women like that. Because for me, I'm a direct woman of being living in fight or flight all the time, having to be on defense mode all the time, having to defend myself all the fucking time. And because these white and Hispanic men know that black men is scarce, y'all getting picked off too. Half y'all don't have a backbone. A lot of y'all, well, the YNs is almost like the only ones we really got. So they trying to target the YNs doing these little podcasts and, oh, let's get over here. Like they really doing this shit. Like they really trying to target the hardest, most strongest people we have in our community right now by calling them YNs. I started calling them young kings and shit, but they are targeting them too because they trying to make them gayish or intermingling with them so that they can abuse the black women. So I'm gonna give you an example. My son just died. I goes outside. First of all, none of these men in the neighborhood was like, "Oh, you need me to shovel your snow out?" But I had the white man down the street ask me, try to get at me. You like white men? Look at it. Y'all don't even have that much compassion to even look out. Like this barbaric life is not the type of life I like. I like affection. I like warmth. I like romance. That's not romantic. So I goes outside yesterday because I wound up kicking myself out of my parking space. I go to the store and then I come back down the street. My case of Pepsi in my hand, my sodas and shit, my Pepsi. I keep on saying that. Popeyes. I had Popeyes too. So as I'm coming down the street, is a man that's just parked like this. And he's in front of me, but he's past where I gotta go. I gotta go right here. I'm parking right here. So I get right here. He just start yelling at me like, "What the fuck?" So, like, and it just put me all like we just start yelling, and I'm like, "You fat white bitch, da bald headed bitch." He calling me bitches. Like I came in, I started crying because, all right, not on then is my neighbor's boyfriend. He's a mixed boy or whatever. He was like, yo. He was in the house and he was like telling him stop or whatever. Cause I'm like, what the fuck is you yelling at me for? Like, he like, you coming down the street and that car in back of me was trying to get around. How the fuck was I supposed to know? Y'all was literally just sitting there. And all the time that I'm looking at y'all, look at me. The car could have bust a move or you could have backed your fat bald head ass up and let him come around. And I would have known y'all just wasn't sitting there. But it just looked like a bunch of cars caked up sitting in the middle of the fucking road like it always is on my block. So yeah, I'm going to my block. Who the fuck is you even talking to? And I feel like if I had a man with me, or if I was a man, he never would have came out his mouth like that. Never. So I'm getting into it with him. Then I go to back up and get in my parking spot. It's another nigga behind me, a Spanish man behind me. I wound up hitting him, but it wasn't hard because I'm just backing up to get in my space. And I turned around, I didn't see him. He was literally right behind me on the like right side of my car. Like, why are you all way behind me like that and driving weirdly on the right or the left side? Where like I guess to put his light in my like some of these bitches need to be had that motherfucking slick hair slapped off them out their roots. I turn around, he like, bitch, you ain't see me? Like, no, I didn't. Like, I'm already upset because this big buffoon in front of me yelling at me like a bitch. Then it's Spanish, bitch. I'm like, you white bitch. And he like, I'm not white, I'm Spanish. And I was like, all right, bitch, I make one phone call, have your Spanish blood in the street, bitch. Like that. So he comes around, act like he about to hit my car, like, I'm like, is that what you want to do? We just looking at each other. And I'm like, I didn't even mean to hit his shit. He asked me that. So he comes around and shit and he pick up a fucking cigarette pack, throw the fucking cigarette pack at my door. Boom. And him and the dudes in the car like this, they just looking at each other laughing like, bitch shit, like, yo, so both of y'all men just got me in the fucking middle of y'all screaming at me, calling me all types of bitches. I'm just trying to park in front of my house, mind you, bitch. Like, mind you, I'm just trying to park. Y'all don't have no fucking respect for me. And y'all calling me out my name. And this bitch threw something in my car. I mean, even though that was kind of even because I ran into his, but I didn't mean to. And I didn't leave a mark. But this is what, like, it could have been addressed a lot better. Like, they could have talked to me with fucking respect. I don't even have men I mess with. This is exactly why I don't mess with nobody. Because ain't nobody going to be fucking disrespecting me like that. And at the end of the day, that type of shit to me is it's worth some blood being spilled. For real. I didn't have nobody, but if I had somebody, I would have got one of them motherfuckers beat the fuck up right there on the spot. Like, I'm just trying to park and you couldn't say, excuse me, man, what you doing? Bitch, you in front of my house and I get chewed out by two men. So yeah, they take advantage of the fact that there's no black men in sight. Most of the black men like, well, these bitches want to be single anyway. Y'all just got this fucked up ass mentality when it's like, where do it start? Where do it get better? Like, who's gonna be the bigger person to be like, all right, yeah, our community fucked up. We gotta just start to make a change. It's never gonna happen. And these coward ass bitches will fucking take advantage. You should have saw this white big fucking stinky booty bitch sitting up there looking at me like he was about to, I don't get out and fight me. Like, and nigga, you loud and wrong. I'm going in my house. Like, if you, I just couldn't believe it. It upset me so bad that I did. I was almost crying. I'm gonna post my video and just show y'all. But this is what's happening in our community. If it's not these things that's happening, almost situations, that it is situations where you got these men, coming in. They are kidnapping us, trafficking our children and women. They doing a lot of shit. And the fact that y'all so far in brotherhood land, broism land, you can't even see that once the fuck they got all of these things out of the way, you will be Negro soup. You will be the homoerotic bond. You got to remember, the homoerotic bonds shared among the white men gathering around the African man highlight the promise of Negro soup. Okay? And that goes for women too. So on that note, I'm going to leave y'all so I can eat my food. And I want y'all to have a great day. Press rewind. Make sure y'all do your homework. Oh, hey, Carter. I didn't even see you on here. I'm too busy talking. Hey, Carter. Rewind me back, hun, and learn something. Talk to you guys later.